And I think we're good. Okay, I'm going to get started with an informal meeting since we do not have a quorum. So we won't do a call of order, approval agenda, or approval of the previous minutes. But we will do a new member introduction. We'll go around, introduce ourselves, and a little bit about what we come from, what we represent. As you all know, I'm Jessica Pickett. I'm the Community Services Director for the City of Mitchell, which is Palace Transit, Mitchell Volunteer Program, Adult Nutrition, and the James Valley Community Center.
I'm Bonnie Scott, and I work at First Circuit CASA, and I work with a lot of volunteers, so I have that experience that I bring.
Amy Hurt, I'm the Community Services Coordinator. I work with the Nutrition Program and the Volunteer Program.
Cole Morgan, I'm an attorney at Daily Law Firm, born and raised in Mitchell, so. Cole Morgan, yep.
Oh, I know who your parents are.
Yep, Scott Stacy, yep, I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Of course you do. I'm Jan Quenzer, and I'm presently retired, but I worked at Mitchell Tech for many, many years, and then I worked in tourism at the gift shop next door in Dallas.
I'm Jordan Unterbrunner, business manager for LifeQuest.
Can you tell me your name?
Jordan Unterbrunner,
Oh, okay.
business manager at
I'm on the
LifeQuest.
LifeQuest Foundation.
Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
I worked at LifeQuest for
Yeah.
many years.
You did many
Oh,
years.
that's right. Your name
Yeah,
is
but-
familiar.
Yeah, yeah, I worked there.
Oh, we all have a connection.
Yes, wonderful. Okay, so we won't do election of officers. We'll save that for the next meeting. But I wanted to kind of give you an update on our community services staff. We've had a lot of changes these last couple months. Jackie Larson was our accounting administrative assistant, and she got a promotion. She got a job over at the public safety building as their administrative assistant, administrative coordinator. Is that what it's called? Yeah, administrative coordinator over at public safety. So her position opened. When that opened, we opened it up for public and interstaff for applications, and we hired Wanda Graves, who was a dispatcher for transit, to take the administrative assistant position, so Jackie's old position. So that opened Wanda's position as a dispatcher, and we hired Jackie High, who is a bus driver, bus operator, to be a dispatcher. So now we have a bus operator position open. So we're moving through the loop. So we are currently interviewing for a full-time and some part-time bus operators. And to go with that, we got some more sad news. Maria Payne, who is our community center activities coordinator, got a full-time job with the school district, which we're super excited for her. But we are now down a activities coordinator. So we are hiring for that position.
Lots of changes.
There's a lot of changes, but it's really nice that it's kind of falling in place the way it is, hiring within the staff so they know what's going on. It makes the training process a lot easier. Jackie's been great about answering questions for her position. Wanda's been helping the other Jackie with her position. So, I mean, it's been an easier transition process than what it could have been. We're happy about that. Any questions? Okay. So next on the agenda is the Head Start Transportation Agreement. And we got a call about, was it 3:30 yesterday from Dr. Tamara Hummel? And we've been working with them. The reason we didn't bring this to City Council last month, we didn't have a meeting here last month, is because for Head Start, you're required to serve a certain number of children within their program. And they serve Lake Andes, Wagner, they serve a large area, including Mitchell. Well, in their smaller towns, they're having problems reaching the numbers that they need, reaching these low-income families. But in Mitchell, they have a long waiting list of families, so many people that are eligible for Head Start that they need to serve, and it's about serving the children. So they reached out to us, seeing if it was possible to do additional routes. They wanted 2 classes in the morning and 2 classes in the afternoon, which would be additional routes, and that person be running all day, and fitting it in with the schedule is rather tough. Because of that, we said it's just with the driver that we had, and it's hard finding drivers obviously right now, And the size of the bus, that was another issue. The size of the bus, you can't fit more than 20 kids on, and they wanted to get 30 on. We'd have to do additional routing for that. We told them it just wasn't possible. And they're the ones that provide the bus. It's their bus. We just store it, and we find a driver to run it, and then we set up the routes. So because of that, she reached out for other options, and I don't blame her one bit, and they got a hold of Foreman's, and Foreman's is able to provide that service for them. So as of yesterday at 3:30, she asked if it was okay to cancel the contract. The contract that we have in place, we don't make money off of it, and it wasn't about making money. We were breaking even. It was about paying for what we were serving. So if they can find somebody that can meet their needs, I applaud them, and I'm happy that they're able to do that. So we'll be losing ridership, but it won't affect our ridership anyway, because we can't report those rides to the state, because it's a separate entity than public transportation. It was a contract deal. So we're really,
Fiscal.
there's no fiscal in that. There's nothing we have to worry about. We don't have to worry about training. We don't have to worry about finding drivers or me driving Head Start when we're down our Head Start driver. So I'm happy that they were able to meet their needs. So we are not going to sign or complete this contract. Yes.
So does that mean that all the children that are eligible for Head Start in the community now have a way to get there?
Yes.
And is that held over at the old daycare center behind?
It was there.
Tech?
Yep, it was there. And then they moved over to Navigant.
Okay.
And then they just built a brand-new building, which would have been kind of handy for us, over in the Commerce area where they're building that strip mall, on the bypass on 8th. I think it's 8th and Commerce. They built a new preschool there.
So the kids are getting the
The
service.
kids are getting the services. That's the important part. And they have a waiting list, so they can serve that many extra children. And they'll still have a waiting list, but it won't be near as many. So our community is still being served, and that makes me happy that these kids are being served.
I agree.
Even though it's not with us, I'm okay with it.
I agree.
And like I said, we didn't do this for the money. It was to serve the community.
Yeah.
We broke even is what it was. Any other questions? Okay, so next on the agenda is the nutrition contracts. So these are the contracts that we currently serve and that we'll have to renew. So we'll have to wait for another meeting for you to approve that. But at 4:30 yesterday was a big day for us for some odd reason. We received a phone call from the state nutrition, email, I should say, with a voicemail on it. Freeman, South Dakota, which is part of Hutchinson County. We service Tripp and Parkston out of Hutchinson County as well. Freeman, Mimi's Diner, is looking at possibly starting a adult nutrition program as well. They reached out to the state. The state forwarded it to us since we already serve Hutchinson County, seeing if we would want to do the program for them as well. So we reached out to her this morning before the meeting, making a quick turnaround. She's very interested. So Amy sent her all the information, and I'm going to meet with her on Tuesday morning to see if we can get the program up and running in their community. Yeah,
That is good.
it's exciting to have another community have these opportunities. Freeman doesn't have an adult nutrition program, so this would be nice to offer that to their community because they do have a very large elderly population.
Good.
Any questions? Oh, you're making it easy. United Way funding, this was exciting news. We submitted that application for additional funds for United Way, and they approved 2 out of the 3, is that right? Yep, 2 out of the 3 applications that we put in. So we put in for the volunteer program just because we weren't able to hold our fundraisers that we usually hold, but they denied that. But they did give us funding for the adult nutrition program, and that $6,500 is to give Big Daddy D's Catering here in Mitchell an increase on his meals because the cost of everything, especially food, has gone up so much. We weren't able to give him an increase with the 3 cents we got from the state increase. We got hardly anything from the state, but this will be 25 cents a meal for him, and he was rather excited about that. And then also, the James Valley Community Center, Maria put together a list of things that we needed, and that's on the back side of one of your sheets, which includes the mounted overhead projector, fixing our smart board, wireless headset and transmitter for our speaker system, and an adapter, an HDMI adapter that we needed. And they approved all that. We're excited to receive that funding and serve our community with those. Anything else? No? Okay. I will move on to the COVID-19 vaccine access grant. So the Department of Human Services, LTSS, Long-Term Services and Support, reached out to senior centers and community centers across the state, seeing if there's some way that we can serve our community with access to COVID information, the vaccines, that kind of stuff. And we have already been doing that. Maria has been, when members come in and they want to sign up, Maria has been helping them find where they need to go. She's been bringing a tablet out there or a laptop, one or the other, and she's been signing people up because they weren't able to do it themselves, telling them when they need to be where, and helping set up bus rides to go out there. So this grant application that we put in is to continue to do that, but pay for some of it, so we're not using city funding. So we have a part-time office assistant. Right now, the position is not being filled. It was stopped because of COVID, because our membership went down, and now everything's picking back up again, and we could definitely use another part-time person. So I put that cost in there. I put the cost for a new laptop computer so that person can go around the building and sign people up. If we have presentations about COVID access or anything like that, they can use that laptop computer for presentations. And I also put in for a desktop computer, so that way the person at that part-time office assistant position can have a computer when he or she is at the desk. And then I also put in for advertising, so that way the community, we can do a radio or newspaper advertising, the community knows that we're here and available for them to help. So we will hopefully find out soon. We submitted that application. We will find out soon if we get that funding. Any questions on that?
Skip number 7.
Number 7 is United Way Day of Caring. We had 2 people from James Valley Drug Court come yesterday and clean parts of our building. They got our sunroom clean, our bathrooms clean, and we got all of our interior windows clean, which haven't been done for a long time because we need a janitor. We've been trying to hire a janitor for 2 months now, and we're getting no applications. So it was nice being able, because we use the bus drivers, myself, office staff, we do a lot of cleaning ourselves, so it was nice to get a little bit more deep cleaning done. That was nice. And I don't see any citizens for citizens input. We have our department updates. Maria was not able to get us her update in time because Maria's kind of doing her new job and her current job, so she's trying to get both accomplished for those. But otherwise, do you have any questions on our reports that we sent out?
So you'll see on the transit one where the Head Start was,
Yes.
that'll be the stuff that we won't
Right.
report anymore.
Well, that's all I have. If you guys have any questions. We're staying busy.
Yeah, definitely.
And we do have another member, Tanya Klingeman, who is actually on vacation today. She had the vacation plan long before this, so she has been trained, and she's excited to get on board as well.
What was her name?
Tanya Klingeman, she works with Exit Realty. And thanks for coming to your first meeting. Sorry it wasn't official, but
Official,
Fine.
kind of short.
Short and sweet. Our next meeting is September 9?
How's everything been going with COVID and the new strand? Have there been talks about that with you guys?
We play it day by day.
Yeah.
We watch the numbers, we pull up the state, and as of now, Mitchell's not hotbed yet, but they say with the Sturgis Rally, you never know, that's what happened last year, so we still keep our office area locked from the public, and we encourage people to use our drive-up window, but we still have our activities, and people are still doing their activities, and the buses still require masks, that's a federal mandate.
Are you guys requiring unvaccinated people to wear masks?
All people, doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or not, for the bus.
I'm saying just in general.
For the community center, no, we don't. It's up to everybody's comfort.
And you don't see anybody that does. I'm kind of
No,
surprised.
I was very surprised. Nobody wears a mask in our building. But they do space out pretty well, especially during bingo.
But but when the city required it.
When the city required it, we absolutely did, yes. We follow the city policy set by the mayor.
Wish we could get a mandate that people that are unvaccinated had to wear them,
Yeah, that'd be up to the mayor.
but good luck with that. How about it, Lifeguards? How's it
That's
going?
how we do it.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah, we require masks to be worn if you're not vaccinated.
Everybody on the bus is supposed to wear one. And it doesn't matter one way or another. It's planes, trains, and buses, because we're federally funded. Now, there's troubling because the school buses don't require it because they're not federally funded.
So anything that's federally funded,
Right.
yeah.
So they can do as they please on the school buses. And our drivers are not, they inform the passengers that they need to wear a mask, but they're not gonna
Please.
police it. I mean, they'll police it in a sense by telling them and that, but they're not, when you're driving down the road, you can't see what's going on behind you if they take their mask down, or it is what it is.
And you really don't want them paying attention to that. You want them
Right.
paying attention to the drive.
Exactly.
Or you can offer them the sanitizer out, and then
Yep.
it's about as much as you can do.
Yep, and we have that on every bus. We have a hand sanitizer station on every bus. We still have the plexiglass dividers for the drivers. We sanitize our tokens every day, so after somebody touches tokens, we bring them in and we have them washed and sanitized every day. I mean, they get a full dishwasher washing. We have our gloves, we have our electrostatic sprayer in the buses. Well, thanks everyone for coming.